soar. You've got the Firebird Outlaw, the world's easiest flying radio control airplane. Your adventures in flight are about to begin, and this video will take you through your final assembly steps and give a few flying tips. But it's not a substitute for the manual. So in order to have a safe and successful experience, please read and follow the directions in your manual carefully. Before assembling your Firebird Outlaw, you'll want to fully discharge the battery pack and recharge it. To discharge the pack, turn on the controller, install the battery, then hold the throttle controller on until the propellers stop turning. The battery pack is now sufficiently discharged to begin charging. Now, disconnect the battery and remove it from the airplane. To charge, plug in the wall charger and connect the battery pack, being careful to place it on a heat-resistant surface. Do not place it on your carpet or any other surface that could be damaged by heat. Recharging a completely discharged battery pack will take about 2.5 hours. The green light on the charger will glow steadily while the battery is charging. When the light turns off, the battery pack is fully charged and ready to use. The first assembly step is installing the landing gear. Simply insert the wire main landing gear in the slot provided on the bottom of the fuselage near the front of the plane and check that it is secure. Attaching the wing is next. Just line up the dot on the front of the wing with the front of the wing mount and center the half circle of protective tape on the rear of the wing over the tail boom. Once the wing is centered, attach it using 2 of the rubber bands provided. Stretch each rubber band from the front to the rear attach points. Then check to be sure the wing is securely attached. Now you're ready to install the battery. Do not connect the Firebird Outlaw's battery pack until the controller has been turned on. Connecting the battery before the transmitter is on can cause the motors to run uncontrollably. Once the battery is securely in place and you've confirmed the controller is on, go ahead and plug in the connector, being careful to keep your hands and fingers clear of the propellers. After the battery is installed, move the throttle stick to make sure you've got proper response. While you're testing the throttle stick, you should also test the steering controls. Without touching the throttle stick, move the steering control stick to the right. This should cause the left motor to run while the right motor remains off. Moving the control stick to the left should cause the right motor to run while the left motor remains off. Each propeller should spin in the opposite direction from the other. Once you've checked that the motor and control responses are correct, it's time to fly. Select a large open area to fly in that's free of obstructions and well clear of power lines, trees, and people. Your Firebird Outlaw flies at speeds of up to 18 miles per hour, so it needs plenty of space to maneuver. Good flying sites include baseball diamonds, football fields, open meadows, and large parks. Pick a day when winds are calm for your first flight. Do not fly in winds greater than 7 miles per hour. If you're not sure about the wind speed, tie the red ribbon to your controller's antenna and hold the controller flat. If the flag hangs down or moves just slightly, conditions are perfect for flying. If the flag moves a lot, it's probably too windy for your first flight. Proper launching technique is very important. On your first flight, you'll want to launch the Firebird Outlaw using full throttle and a level tossing motion. Tossing the airplane at too high or too low of an angle can cause it to crash. Hold your Outlaw at the bottom of the fuselage, making sure your fingers are clear of the propellers. Apply full throttle and launch it into the wind using a level tossing motion. Always make sure the area around you is clear before launching, so as not to hit any people or objects. When in the air, follow the airplane's flight path by turning your entire body during the first few flights. Trying to follow the flight path using just your head could cause you to become disoriented. Also, use gentle control movements at first until you feel comfortable with how the Firebird Outlaw flies. To climb, push the throttle control stick forward. To descend, simply release the throttle control and the Firebird Outlaw will gently glide downward on its own. To turn, just move the steering control stick in the direction you want to fly. When the Firebird Outlaw is flying directly toward you, however, move the steering control in the opposite direction you want to go. For example, when the Firebird Outlaw is flying directly towards you and you want it to turn to the left, you need to move the control stick to the right. HobbyZone has designed the Firebird Outlaw to fly perfectly without any adjustments right from the box. But you can fine-tune its handling by adjusting the trim tabs located on the tail. If the plane seems to pull to the left when flying straight, adjust the left trim tab upward. Likewise, if the plane seems to pull to the right, adjust the right trim tab upward. If the plane is flying too nose high, adjust both trim tabs downward. If it flies too nose low, adjust both trim tabs upward. While this video has covered a few of the assembly and flying basics, please read your manual carefully and completely before flying. And when you've mastered these basics, you'll be ready for more challenging action, like rolling takeoffs, spot landings, touch and goes, flying in formation with friends, and even pylon racing. For more about these fun flying maneuvers and HobbyZone news and info, visit our website at www.hobbyzonesports.com. Do it, play it, live it, find your zone.